I think we need guard play. I think we need dynamic guard play. We saw how effective it is when Luka sits and you can bring in another guard that can create on his own, get his own shot, cause havoc defensively to kick to open guys. I think our second highest paid or like our third highest paid player has to be another guard in this modern NBA. Unless you have some guy like Embiid, but the same thing about Embiid is he's a guy you can give the ball to and he can collapse the defense and he can do it all himself. Karl Anthony Towns is not that guy in my opinion. So it has to be a guard. So I'm looking at Dejounte Murray from Atlanta, two-way guy, can play point, has played off ball. I wouldn't hate Trae Young. I mean, it's interesting. It would be a weird move, but I don't hate it. Tyler Hero is another guy that would fit in that plane, former 6th man of the year, still young on a decent contract. Anthony Simons, I like as a young guy who can score, who's played some point. He's played, with Dame Lillard. So he's used to playing, with another dynamic scorer. Obviously straight up for Cap might not be right for him. We might have to get a little more there, but those types of players or that type of skill set is what I'm looking for. I want somebody that when Anthony Edwards is out, he can not only run the offense, but can be a dangerous offensive weapon himself with the ball in his hands.
You keep mentioning it. I am getting closer and closer to being okay with us trading for Dejounte Murray because I was just looking at his contract. First of all, he's got 2 years left on it. So 2 more years of Dejounte Murray, presumably year 29 and 30, which is about the same as Cat. He's kind of on the same age trajectory there. And his contract is not a max contract. No. He's on a 4-year, $114 million contract. So next year he's getting paid $27 million. The year after that, he's getting paid $29 million. Just a little more than a Jaden contract. So think of what you're getting for Dejounte Murray for Jaden. And I think the Atlanta Hawks would do it. I really think they would do it because it's obviously not working what they're doing. Exactly. It's obviously not working. And you throw in a defensive-minded scorer like Dejounte Murray on this team against, it's just another guy you can throw on Luka and you can throw on Kyrie. And I'm not saying that Dejounte Murray can stop Kyrie and Luka, but it gives us a much better chance. And another thing, and I was thinking about this as I was preparing for today's podcast, this might be the first time in Wolves history, I'm talking, what are we, 35 years, 36 years, something like that, where we go into an offseason trying to put together a team to beat another team. Basically, every other time in Wolves history, it was, let's put together a team that can compete. Let's put together a team that can maybe make the playoffs. Now, it's, we know who we got to beat. We know who is the bump in our road. Let's go get the players to try to beat them.
And fine tuning. Like we're at a point now where we have big successful pieces on our roster. Like you were saying, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has a role and he's on a cheap contract. Now we can move some of those bigger pieces and fill in and build correctly around a guy like Anthony Edwards, not just, oh, dang, this Anthony Edwards guy's turned out to be a superstar, kind of smushed in the middle of this other, guy we thought was a superstar. Let's make it work. We can now finesse it in a way where it does work.